Hi, Bush. Hi. Hello, it's me, the local virtual baker. Oh, my head. The local virtual baker, Saltea Kichee. Hi. Wow. Just so excited. I'm just so excited. Hi, lads. Hi. How are you doing? Hi, Lung. Hi, Bush. Hi. Welcome to in today. I'm tired. Well, it's like, I can't say I'm tired, but I am... I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel fatigued, but I'm not tired. But it's like, I'm not physically tired. But I'm not mentally tired either. I feel quite fine. I feel like quite ready to go for today, but... Ugh. But hey, I'm glad that you guys are doing rad at least. I'm glad you're doing good, Bush. Just a little tired, a little sleepy. One would even say I am a bit low energy, but hopefully, things will change. So yes, I hope you're all ready for today. I think today is gonna be kind of a more chill, a bit more relaxed day, honestly. I think I'm just gonna make some kimchi. It's been, kind of around... I'm a little late to the party, honestly. I think usually it's September. Oh, okay. Late autumn or early winter, so typically November or December. Actually, you know what? I'm just perfectly on time. I just kind of intuit this stuff. Because apparently it's like a tradition for like Koreans to make kimchi around this time. And I make kimchi. I like making kimchi. I'm quite low on kimchi. And I thought that for this year, I might want to try to experiment with my kimchi recipe. My kimchi recipe is adapted from Mangchi's recipe, but I kind of want to try to find my own way. Kind of try and find my own flavor and all that whatnot. And that simply means by adding more ingredients that I think will taste good. So yes, I'm going to be doing that. I have a whole lot of things. I have a lot of stuff. And, yeah, that's really it. Hope you guys are ready. Just gonna be in the kitchen, we're just gonna be doing our own thing, you know? Alright, enough talking. Well, actually, you know what, let's chat a little bit more. It's just been a while since we just kinda sat and talk, you know? Actually, no, come to think of it, we kinda do this a lot more often than usual, no? Come to think of it, because usually, whatchamacallit, we, for the past few streams, we have been kind of doing just chatting streams, huh? What have you been up to? I guess, I haven't really been doing much. Today and yesterday, I've just been working, you know? The job, you know, my whole gig and whatnot that I do, Today was particularly very tiresome. Mostly because of, after I went to work, I actually went to this really nice place to go buy some good produce and what. I ended up spending what I would have spent at another store, like $60, and I only spent it like $30. So, yeah, it's quite nice. A lot of which, by the way, is being utilized within what we are making today. I gotta say though, kind of diabolical that these people have decided to make each Asian pear $5, which is kind of like, wow, it's an Asian pear, and you know, I think they're great and delicious and all that stuff in between, but that expensive? I don't know, maybe there's something I just don't fully understand. But in this economy, used to tell me that 3 pears is $15. I could buy a steak with that money, and I did. So, but yeah, we're gonna make some kimchi today. There's some other stuff I wanted to do today. I honestly wanted to actually make a burger today. I actually bought the necessary means to actually grind my own meat and make the burger, and I know the methodology of making a good smash burger. But one problem. I wanted to make potato bread because brioche bread is simply too expensive. Now, you'll be surprised to know that me, the infallible, the perfect, the one that has the greatest, um, greatest, the memory in the world, you know, yeah, I don't know what I don't remember what I was talking about. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be making kimchi today. I believe I did a stream about this not long ago, making kimchi, though it was, maybe around a year ago? Honestly, I haven't made kimchi in quite some time, so making kimchi, I'm actually quite excited to make again. I can't remember the last time I made kimchi. It's one of those things I like to do. Like, I really love making kimchi. Just unfortunately, the issue about making kimchi is that I just don't go through it quickly enough. And when I do make kimchi, I just TLDR. I love kimchi, but it's one of those foods I like making more than I actually do cooking, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Hold on, I'm actually taking teching that shit. Taking a second here, because I actually am curious to see when I did last make kimchi, if it is, even if it is plausible to go find at this point. I'm not sure. Oh, wait, no. This was relative to a year ago. I did a cooking stream of making kimchi. It was, well, it was actually a year from, actually, no, it was actually a little bit, it was from April 7th. That is, it's a little bit more than a year ago. So, you know, around that time I made kimchi, but I also did that when I was a little bit less prepared, and now I feel like I'm actually capable. I feel like I've done a little bit more research. I've found a lot more lazy and or intuit technique. So, yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm going to be making kimchi. Yeah. Hi, Bronzua. Hi. Alright. Yeah, I hope you're ready. I'm just gonna be making some kimchi, maybe do a bit of chatting and all that whatnot. But I am actually quite interested just because I like talking now. I do genuinely like chatting. And I do feel like I've gotten better at it. Okay, let's see here. So, yeah, I'm making kimchi. Essentially, I'm kind of just winging this time, in the sense of like, I'm just using the authentic Asian technique. Feeling. So I'm gonna put a lot of feeling, a lot of heart into this, because boy howdy, like hell do I know what I'm doing. We've talked about this, and I've talked about this plenty of time and on occasion, that I need to become more Korean, because I find myself, hold on, wait. I find myself kind of suffering from a lacking of culture. So, yeah, I'm trying to reintroduce that culture to myself. So, yeah. Bro's about to just luck it out. Luck what out? You're telling me a Kim made this cheat? You know what? I'm just gonna splooge you guys some info, because not splooge, splurge. Sorry, splurge you guys some personal information, because this is no longer my legal name. So, I get to tell you my once previous was kind of maybe a bit my legal name, because if you don't know, I'm adopted. Yeah, a beautiful thing, I will say. I don't know, it's beautiful. I think adoption is a great thing. It's something to be proud of, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so, I have a different name, Saltea Kichee, but my... Oh. So I was having an AirPod in, listening to music as I was doing this, but now I'm in complete silence. The brain stimuli has gone all the way down, but we shall persevere. Well, I will. I will. Anyways, I'm about to tell you my previous legal name. Isn't that interesting? Aren't you excited to know? But my old legal name used to have Kim in the name, so yes, in a sense, this was a really roundabout way of telling you, Bronzua, but yes, a Kim is making this chi. Anyways, let's get to cooking. Well, more or less the fun stuff, the cutting. So, usually I like to macerate the garlic, just because macerating the garlic, you break the cell walls. It gets a much more intense, flavorful flavor of the raw garlic. But I always was like so annoyed just doing like this spread and squish and stuff like that. But I found out, just because, holy shit, I can just watch videos. There's an easier way, and especially since my knife is flat on the bottom, I can just do this. What a wonderful means of technique. Because in a sense now, it's just kind of like if I were just to throw this in a mortar or pestle, which I believe is what's more commonly used. So using a mortar and pestle, grinding all the stuff essentially, and making it into, I don't know, making it into a finer paste. Now, of course, I'm gonna actually pound some of it preemptively, though I'm going to try to pound, what is it? I do want to try and pound the whole lot of it when I actually got it a decent amount of poundage. No, well, that was just bound to happen. Alright. That should work. Don't actually poke your face. You see, that's the funny thing. I already have... No, I'm kidding. I'm not that stupid. I do understand that, like, oh, this looks like I can just, like, jab myself in the eye right now, you know? I can, like, I can, like, really stab myself here, but, like, it's fine. I'm very good at using a knife. Like, I can poke myself as much as I want, don't worry. That, and also, like, if you want to like, this, my face is, like, right over here, and the knife is right here. It's, like, a good foot away from my face, so I'm aware, don't worry. What do you take me for? An idiot. In which I must say, thank you for your confidence. I do believe myself as an idiot, but that's a smart thing. I also know that I'm an idiot, so I have to take these very special precautions. Unironically, that scared the shit out of me. What would you, like, whoa, oh my god, this sharp knife that can cut garlic so easily. Oh, it's fine. You see, there's a difference. There's a difference. Like, this is an extremely sharp knife. But the thing about knives is that they are dangerous if you slit, if you do slashes. That's really the crux of using a knife. And guess what I'm doing? Not doing any of that. If anything, I would stab myself, but, like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I have been learning, I have been cutting, I have been doing so much stuff with knives for at least maybe 6 years. And I haven't really badly cut myself yet. I've given myself paper clip cuts, but I've never really had the chance to actually get myself a really bad and deep wound, you know? I knew a lot of people when I was being educated on how to cook and whatnot. Yeah, there was a lot of kids and whatnot that really had a hard time. But for me, for some reason, I kind of just got a hand of it. Or got a hold of it, I don't know. I just haven't been having, I haven't needed the worry to, what is it? Needed to worry about, what's the word? To cut myself, just because, here's a funny novel concept, but, if you just follow a teacher's instructions, usually, they're right. Usually. Face reveal when? When I hit 5 million subscribers on YouTube. That is, no, actually, here, let's be really funny. Let's be really silly. Let's be a little wild even. 1 million subscribers, YouTube. That is when I will do a face reveal, and also that is when I will open up my own bakery. Like, here's my hand. I'll do a blood oath even. But like, yeah, no, 1 million. 1 million and I'll make it happen. But yeah, no, that's not gonna happen anytime soon here. I have been thinking though, I will actually mention. I actually have unironically been thinking about opening up a sort of bakery or something like that. Or like, you know, like a bake stand that you would see at like a farmer's market, you know? Stuff like that. I have been thinking about doing stuff among that. But the issue about that is like, oh, then I would have to show my face and this and that. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the point. So I'm trying to think, like, how do I go around doing it? I also kind of thought, like, I could just show my face. I don't really care. And what is it? Then I can pretty much just, you know how like some artists are like VTubers, but they obviously go to cons, so they can't really show off their face, so they have to kind of show off their face and whatnot to like sell their art and whatnot. So I'm thinking about doing something like that, but it's with food. So yeah, you might as well write it down at this point. Write what down? Don't know what you mean. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. I just realized I'm making a horrible mistake. Because the first thing I actually should be doing is none of this. The first most important thing to do, which I haven't done, is to actually get the cabbage salted. So I haven't actually looked into like lacto fermentation and too much stuff like that. But generally speaking, I have done it in the past, and usually I go with a 2%, which works very well for me. So I'm gonna continue that because it's always worked for me then. So why change it now if it's never been a bad thing then, you know? So I am going to be doing that. So it is kind of interesting because this is a very big piece of Napa cabbage. Though also it is something to mention that is also kind of the point. And I think that is the reason to why you want to do Napa, why most Koreans tend to do Napa cabbage during this time. Because it's in peak of its season, I think. So the cabbage is in peak season, it's going to be very useful, etc, etc. And yeah. Alright. So I actually don't know how heavy this is though, so I gotta look into that. Alright, so I also gotta but I also gotta make sure I do some quick maths here because I have to do 2% of the volume of this cabbage. And, well, to get that, you need to get the total weight of the cabbage, which is 2050. So 2050 times 0.02%, and I don't know that on top of my head, so thank goodness for technology. I'm gonna just use my Apple Watch. 250 times 0.02, 41% salt. So, I need to get 41 grams of salt. That'd be kind of interesting. Alright. At 42. Ah, okay, that's fine. Oi! Why are you throwing stuff at me? Hi, welcome in. Alright, I gotta take my beats off. I need to make sure I'm trying to be a little safe here because that, what is it? The, thing can be a contaminant. And if y'all know anything about making kimchi, contamination is a very big issue. Just because, you know, you're letting something essentially carefully rot at room temperature. But it's not really rotting, it's more like literally lacto fermentation. It's a lot, so actually the funny thing about making sauerkraut. Well, yes, sauerkraut, but making kimchi. Making kimchi is a lot like how you would make sauerkraut. Except that the brine is a little bit different because we're not brining it, we're actually salting it. We're salting it, you know, normal American things, assaulting. I'm just gonna leave the joke at that. But yeah, I'm trying to get salt in between each and every layer here. This helps. I don't know, actually, to be real, I don't actually know. I just know it helps bring out the liquid. It helps with the jump starts the fermentation, the lacto fermentation. Okay, 2 more. So yeah, how have you lads been doing today? I got nothing else to talk about right now. I'm just kind of I'm assaulting some cabbage as we speak. So I hope you've had a great day. I've had a very busy day, a lot of walking. Essentially, I probably did at least 2 miles worth of walking today. So it's been practically my workout this entire day. Not opposed to it though. I actually like walking a lot. So, but still, walking around in a not so comfortable area puts me at a funny disposition in a sense, you know? Like, ooh, I need to go walk around, and oh, I need to get this and that, but people are looking at me funny, and it's like, ooh, a little frightened, a little spooked even, a little scared. The issue about being standalone in this interesting area, not a bad area, but an interesting one nonetheless. Okay, eventually once this does wilt, I was just kind of using this bowl as a temporary container. I'm gonna, once it kind of wilts, because the salt will, you know, release the water from the cabbage, it'll be easier to work with, but I need to focus back on making the paste. Work was sore and homework about to make me crash. Well, if you're talking about homework, you might as well just take a moment here, you know, take a second to rest, take some time to recuperate, get a drink, get some water, get some snacks. You know, just saying, usually, not generally speaking, but just saying, throwing it out there, when you have to do homework, you don't always have to do it all in one go. Just saying. Now granted, I'm a hypocrite for saying this because the moment I got homework, I actually ended up doing it all during the school. So like during my lunch breaks and during lunch breaks, jeez, like school's job. During like school and whatnot, when I was in like grade school and all that, I tried to be as efficient as I could with my homework. So what I ended up doing was actually, what is it? Hold on, give me a second. I'm pounding right now. I'm forgetting what I'm talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, yeah, so homework. I would always do that all in one go. Just use my, like, lunch time and stuff to do that. Like, hell, do you think I had, like, people to talk to during lunchtime? Jeez. Usually would dedicate a lot of that time to doing homework, and then, luckily enough, I just got really lucky with my classes and whatnot, so during that time, I would just end up, doing my homework during the class. Mid-maxing school time, just as I'm learning about the new subject, also in tandem do the homework as well. Which, come to think of it, is a very smart thing. I'm surprised that most people didn't do that during school, but I guess it's a lot easier to not do homework, so there's that. Alright, that's pasty enough. If I used a mortar and pestle, that would probably be a lot nicer, I will say. But I'm not really I'm not going to be too picky about this. I am going to be picky enough to where I'm going to add some more garlic, because I want this to be very garlicky. And also, just questioning, just throwing it out there, is work not supposed to be a sore? I mean, work is work, so I think that's kind of a funny thing that people sometimes forget. Like, yeah, it's not homework. School. Well, school does suck, but like work sucks. But like, I think that's also kind of the thing about work, you know? Responsibility and all that. I'm not sure. Jeez. I'm thinking in my head right now. Need to actually start speaking out loud, but it's like silly stuff, you know? It's that stupid anxiety that has decided to show its ugly head again. I don't need it. I don't want you to be here right now, anxiety. I've been taking medicine for years, my goodness, but it always finds a way to get back in the brain. Meh. Yeah, I definitely have been thinking about something though. I keep talking about it too. But I have been thinking about doing more collabs and whatnot. This is like the 7th time I believe I've brought this up. But yeah, I genuinely have been thinking about that, you know? Yeah, fly. I have been thinking about all that whatnot. Good thing that knife isn't as clean as I thought it was. Well, it's not clean. It is clean. I'll just be first and I'll be very straight and forward on that. But I'm saying if it was more factory new, I feel like there'd be a bit of an issue with the dreaded reflection. But that is not an issue I have to worry about. Ginger. Love myself some ginger, but I never really find myself cooking with it very often. Ginger has this not silly effect, but kind of falls in this category of when I go outside to go buy herbs for whatever reason, I only need to use a little bit of it, and then I end up not using the rest of it. So it's kind of funny. I really, really love ginger, like how I really, really love like thyme or chives or this and that. But when I end up I guess what's the word? What I end up not needing exactly. What's the word? What ends up happening as most of this stuff as the stuff mostly would happen. What is it? It's gonna come to me, it's gonna come to me. It molds, it goes bad, essentially. That's what I was trying to say. Alright, so I got a fun little tip for you guys, for those lads that don't like mincing ginger like me, because you're very lazy and you don't feel like trying to go through the effort to mincing that ginger that you want to mince really badly, but it gets really hard to mince because it's really stringy and all that. Here is a very lazy man's way of doing that. Or girl. Or in between, we don't judge here. But essentially, you get this covered in plastic wrap or put it in a bag, and then try and smash it. Unfortunately, my plastic wrap is very, very cheap. So it just made a hole. But essentially what I'm doing is almost like mortar and pestling, more or less like pounding ginger. I mean, pounding like the garlic, you know? Same idea. And same product too. Easy. It's, what is it? Not clean. No, well, it is clean if you just do it carefully. Like, if I was whaling at this, then yeah, it'd be a lot more difficult. But And this, I imagine at least, is a lot like how, I guess the same properties of like, oh, if you mince ginger like this, it actually is very good because it breaks the cell walls and all this and that. The plant walls makes more aroma, flavor, yada yada yada, all that good stuff, you know? Since when did I become a food channel? I'm still gonna mince it though, just because I want this to be as fine, as mashed as possible. I might throw it in a bag real quick, just because bags tend to be a little bit better than my, what is it? Bags tend to be a little bit more durable than my cheap, plastic wrap. Oh, also, I'm also kind of like, what's the word? Brain dead too today, I will admit. I have this, I don't know why, but usually, for some reason, a lot of a very specific genre of video have been exploding into my YouTube recommended, and it's like, why? Please, stop recommending me this. But it has for some reason been recommending me a whole lot of, what is it? A whole lot of infection AU stuff, which is like, I don't really like it because stuff like that genuinely scares me. It scares me not so because like, oh, it's a body horror and stuff like that, but I don't know. I kind of think the idea of like zombies and infections and stuff like that just to be very scary, you know, just very frightening, just because of whatchamacallit, what is it, just the whole idea that this silly infection has now completely made it so it turns against you, your friends, your family, and stuff like that. That's why, like, for me, I think the scariest, like, thing is not like your cryptids and this and that, but I genuinely think like zombies are horrifying, just because that whole idea of like they just change family, loved ones, and etc. into these cold-blooded monsters, which is terrifying in my head. You humans get some real crazy things to get your blood pumping, I guess. Like, geez, that sounds scary. Well, unfortunately I have to now sacrifice this bag. Definitely has done its job. It's definitely much more pasty now. Alright. I also got a whole bunch of chive, so I'm gonna do this as well. I think I have a measurement of like, oh, you want to use so-and-so amount for your kimchi and whatnot, but I'm not really gonna be too pedantic over it. I just know that I want a lot of chive, essentially. I want an unhealthy amount of chive in my, what is it? In my, kimchi, this batch. Now I would like to get like Chinese chive, because Chinese chive is not just more authentic, but also it tends to be a little cheaper. And if it's a little cheaper, you can get more of it, but this stuff was actually about to go off, and this would have been thrown away at my job. So I have decided to instead throw it away to reutilize it for, I guess, more selfish means. Yeah, I'm using trash to make gold, so yeah, I'm not really too upset over it. But also, just because I wasn't just watching, what is it, the thing today I was just looking at, not only was I just watching Infection AU, for some reason Undertale popped up and I actually got myself back into watching Horror Tale. The AU always kind of fascinated me. I like Horror Tale. Since it's kind of like Underfell, but a lot more edgy, essentially. Alright, what else am I missing? I'm missing, oh, of course. I am missing Gochugaru. Vigorous padding noises. What padding noises? Am I making padding noises? This is like good gochugaru. I usually get this one brand of gochugaru, but I think it's kind of not. I don't want to say pitiful, but I feel like it's not as strong as this one. This one is, well, the last one I got was usually a little bit more mild. This one, on the other hand, is just a lot more. Just a lot more, you know. Not a bad thing, I will say. It makes it very nice, but it is very much more spicy, which is nice, but now I also have to, what is it? I now have to reintroduce my body to like this sort of sense of capsaicin. I haven't really been eating many spicy foods recently. I'm actually quite, how would you say, a little, not burnt out, a little inexperienced, I suppose. I haven't really eaten many, of a spicy food. But I definitely need to eat more spicy food. It's okay. Dead pain neurons stay dead. Yeah. Hey, if my tongue stops being a little baby and starts eating spicy food, I think that's just for the better in the end. But yeah, this is kind of almost like the life source of this kimchi now. The, pear adds like a nice nano flavor, nutrition, dare I say a bit of fruitiness. Also, lads, I gotta ask you as a question, because I think I had a very, very vivid dream about this the other night, and I need your lads' opinion because it's not like bothersome, but it's kind of funny. It's like, oh wait, am I actually that much? But oh, and I also took a quiz today, and this quiz called me out on it. It's not fair. Does the sugar from the pear make it more sour? I mean, that definitely does make sense. It's almost like if you were putting like sugar in a wine, it makes the alcohol a lot stronger. So I imagine it does do that. It adds nutritional value, it adds sweetness, it adds more sour potential since the enzymes, the bacteria has more sugar to feed off of, then inducing more sour flavor and all that whatnot. I also gotta make sure I use as much of this as possible. This goddamn thing was $5. You could buy 3 apples for $5. But Asian pear just is so unique. And also, not terribly sweet, but sweet enough to where it's very nice. It is very palatable and something that should be used. Now, what was I talking about before all that? Because I was talking about something, but I forgot my whole case I was putting up. Oh, I'm not sure about you lads, or if anyone else that makes this kimchi. I like using the skin. I feel there's more flavor in the skin. Actually, you know, thinking about that, for the lads who not just eat pears and apples and all that whatnot, do you peel your apples or no? I don't know many people that actually peel their apples, but I do know that you lot do exist out there, and I must say, do you peel off the crust of your bread as well? Are you 6 years old? I don't know, I feel like you're kind of wasting an apple if you just do that, you know? There's so much flavor and also fiber into the skins, and a lot of the nutritional value is there as well. I don't know. My arm's getting tired. I'm not used to doing this motion, which is quite funny because I do this, well, not this motion, but I do this relative motion to like when I'm like making bread, like kneading it and all that whatnot. So I don't know, it's funny. My arm is just not meant for this. Oh yeah, also just a random thing to mention. I think I'm also just fairly tired because I just haven't been eating that well the past while. As I think I've mentioned a bit, I'm not sure on last stream or whatnot, but I haven't really been making that much money. Or at least the majority of my finances are going to like rent. I hate talking about money, but hey, yeah, it is what it is. It's fun, and honestly it is kind of interesting to talk about, I don't know. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna be like most like streamers and go like, oh, I'm about to be homeless. Ooh, pay me subs and all that. No. You see, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna go homeless and then actually be homeless, you know? But also, I'm not gonna beg you for money because that's... I don't know, that seems a bit much. Alright, I think that's everything. I don't know if I need anything else. I know some people will make like a rice starchy sort of ordeal and use that as well. But I'm lazy and I don't really like making that stuff anyways to begin with. But I'm also going to make this kimchi a little bit different from my previous kimchis I've made. Solely for the reason I'm actually becoming a real Asian. Oh wait, hold on, do I not have any? That would be really funny if I didn't have any. Okay, next best thing! Ah, God. Oyster sauce. Umami flavor and stuff like that. I would like to use fish sauce, but oyster sauce will be the next best thing. I just need some semblance of adding some umami, some sort of fish to help the fermentation and all that. So, that should work. You're supposed to use a shellfish anyway. It's technically a crustacean and not like a bivalve. Like an oyster, but I think it shouldn't be too far from the beating path. Oyster sauce before fermentation? Yeah, I only added like a little bit though. It's only a little bit just to add a touch of flavor, that's all. And also I'm interested. I haven't really made a kimchi with like an extra source of, not an extra source, but like a quote-unquote animal product. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I'm getting really hungry looking at that. Ooh, you know, you just reminded me. I actually need to do something smart here. Because usually I don't do this because I'm a little baby, 6-year-old. I'm a very, as much as I like to joke, I'm a very white Korean. And I don't really have the tenacity to actually taste this. But you know what? Stop being such a goddamn baby and actually taste the stuff I make. So, here we go. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. A lot of good stuff, though. I'm very confused, but like, Oh, okay, first of all, yeah, it's spicy, but pleasantly spicy. The pear adds a nice sweetness, obviously. There's a very nice subtle bit of fruitiness as well. And I have now remembered that question I was going to ask you guys because I remembered because of the word fruit. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fruity am I? How gay am I? This is a very important question, and if anything, this is a question for Bush. Because if anyone knows anything about being very flamboyant, it is my favorite shrubbery in this world. But yeah, it's kind of funny because this, this vivid dream I keep alluring to is essentially a thing about how, what is it? It's just like a lot of like things calling me out for being gay and all this and that. And listen, I don't have any issues with that. However, me, myself, the little silly guy, don't like any of that. Not the hetero, not the homo, I don't like either. I hate homosexuals, I hate heterosexuals. But, no, I'm very ace, so. Very, very, ace. I'm on the fence still, I guess. But yeah, more and more, I just don't like people. Ugh. Being ace seems like the way to go, but that's just me. Maybe. Okay, well, the cabbage has actually sufficiently wilted enough to where I'm actually going to be willing to work with it. Oh yeah. There's a bit of water coming out as well. Yeah, this is perfect actually. Now, I can't remember because it literally has been a year, but I don't remember if you're supposed to wash the cabbage. I'm not sure if you're supposed to wash the cabbage after you salt it and after it's been wilted. And I already put my gloves on. I think you're supposed to do that. I'm going to assume that is the path of least resistance, because logically I'm thinking the salt would... Okay, no, I don't trust myself. Let me go look. I'm gonna just be smart, not waste my time and all these ingredients I have graciously spent some money on. And actually look it up real quick. I'm also gonna send you guys on ad break so we don't have to worry about the ever-looming presence of an ad. Alright, so I don't know how long those ads are. 25 seconds. I'm gonna wait 25 seconds then. Alright. Let me see if Twitch is back. Okay, Twitch is gonna be back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm assuming Twitch is back at this point. I have, after a quick after a quick Google search, I have found that it is very recommended to actually rinse the salt to mitigate the saltiness. So I am going to remove myself. Give me a moment. Alright, they are done being washed. So now it's actually my favorite part about making kimchi, the layering and all that whatnot. I hope I have enough paste, and if I do, that's grand. If I don't, well, so yeah, I'm really thinking that this is enough. Hi Bubbles, hi, welcome in. All these scraps I'm gonna kind of have at the bottom here, kind of almost like a base, if you will. So I'm having that there. There we go. Alright. It would actually be kind of nice if I have extra here, because I do want to actually experiment and make other kimchis this year. One kimchi that I've been really thinking about doing is making a carrot kimchi. I am a true sucker for carrots. I love carrots a lot. So making a carrot kimchi is not too, I guess, weird of an idea for me to do. I love carrots. And I do think that the spiciness would very much complement the sweet and earthiness of a good carrot. So, I like it. Yeah, this is always the fun part when it makes the kimchi. Putting the layers and seeing the actual layers of each spread. It's very cool. I think it's neat. And that is also just oddly satisfying. Maybe not to watch, but it is very satisfying to do it. I'll say that much. Now I have heard that a really efficient way to actually do this kimchi and such is actually wrap each individual quarter into in plastic wrap, because that helps really not suffocate, that's not the right word, but I'm gonna use suffocate the cabbage within itself, and makes it really what is it? And I guess not condensed. I don't know what the flavor's in. I don't know what the word is, but it just makes it work a little bit nicerly, and all that. Keeps air out. Yeah, it keeps air out. It makes the keeps air out. It really keeps the flavors and stuff tight together. The brine is staying close to the plastic and kind of confides it together. So when it's together like that, it actually almost lets it like absorb that brine, and that intensifies the flavor since it's wrapped together so closely. It's like if you were to make a pickle, but then you wrap the pickle in plastic wrap that was also covered in the brine. I believe that's the thought behind it, so. I haven't done it myself, but I believe that is the methodology and the thought and the this and the that and etc. If anything, yeah, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it does keep the hair out, so. I am a little upset, though, just because, as I do make this kimchi, I'm not going to be able to make bulk quantities amount of, what is it? A bulk quantity amount of bread, because as you can see, I'm using my bread container for this. So unfortunately, that is going to be, not at a hold, but it'll be mitigated. No, also just thinking about, I don't know, culture and all that whatnot. I'm not sure if there are many, like, food culture sort of, like, common food culture events like this, you know? To where, like, a entire culture will just dedicate some time to make this one kind of food just because it's so reminiscent, or that, not reminiscent, but so important to them and whatnot. It's really like this and like maybe mooncakes come to mind, but other than that, not much of anything else. But I also know that, what is it, just, sorry, I'm kind of like zoning out right now, but, what is it? I do want to do more stuff like this, just to put more stuff like this in my life. For one thing, it's like, the obvious is like, oh, I want to learn more about Korean culture and all this and that, and this is kind of like a step in that direction. Although it is kind of weird to do something like this that, you know, usually I believe a family would do this together. To do this alone. But hey, maybe down the line, who's to say? I'll get some good friends and then I can harass them and tell them like, hey, I'm about to make some kimchi. Do you wanna help me? I don't know. I know some people might be a little skittish about touching all the paste and whatnot, and I'm not exactly fond of doing it either, and especially since I have some cuts right now, hence why I am wearing gloves. You can wear gloves, you know, it's not really that, I guess, that big of an issue. And also just another small thing, my family, they don't really have many like traditions and stuff like that. We're fairly straight, we're very vanilla. So, like, there's not much tradition that we do, there's not much this and that, like, oh, we eat this on this day, or like, oh, we decide to go out on this day and whatnot, so, you know what, if there are no traditions, I'm gonna make a tradition, you know? But yeah, it's I don't know why, but I have recently been thinking about my next trip to Korea. Because I have been thinking about that more and more, especially as the times pass and all this and that. I really want to go to Korea again. I also really want to go to Japan again. So I'm like thinking like, oh, okay, if I if I want to go do a trip like this, wouldn't it be best to actually do a 2-for-1 and go to Japan and Korea? Been thinking about this very, very much. Honestly, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Take a plane, go to Korea, then take another plane, jump over the seas, and go to Japan for a bit, and it sounds like a grand old time. Just now, it's just the thing of finances that's really stopping me. Okay. I think I'm gonna put this one here. Oh wait, there's a way that you want to fold it, I think. To where, like, oh, you want to get, like, the leaves on the end folded in on itself. Go. I wish I was a little taller for this. And... okay. There we go. This looks good. Just gotta do a bit of cleaning, but yeah, that's pretty good. Your average kimchi. Unfortunately, I have completely exhausted all my resources. I have no more kimchi paste. But who's to say I can't just make some more? I do actually have one more Asian pear, so maybe. But yeah, I have been really wanting to make more kimchi recently because it is funny. I've been saying this a lot, but I end up not really executing the idea. I really want to put kimchi more into my diet, especially since it's such a healthy thing for your gut and whatnot. And I have been thinking more and more about gut health. I want to see if that can do wonders or something. I have just been doing a lot of thinking recently, whether that be a good or bad thing. Because another thing I've been thinking about trying to do, I really have been thinking about doing like an ASMR stream. No, it's not me. Sorry. I'm not thinking about like whispering and doing this and that because that's a little uncomfortable for me to do. I think that's kind of not the kind of things I'm interested in doing, honestly. To say at the very least, it's not exactly my cup of tea. But I do kind of think that, I don't know, sometimes listening just to someone cook and talk a little is quite relaxing. I know that I actually quite enjoy watching a lot of cooking streams and whatnot. Zuzu, if I haven't talked about her extensively enough, she is a very talented and very smart and very entertaining VTuber. Out of all the VTubers I know, she's actually one of the VTubers I actually try and tune into their streams. She's grand. I think she is very fun to watch, but I like watching people cook because then it's like, oh, this is how normal people cook. This is how like normal people cook, and it's like, oh, that's so interesting. And also, I just realized how weird I am. Because, I don't know, as a professional cook, you kind of realize that, holy shit, a lot of things that used to be hard or like on paper are really difficult. Are not that difficult if you just know what you're doing. And unfortunately for me, I have been forsaken with the curse of knowledge. Okay, that should be it. I'm just trying to now kind of clean down the sides here because the way I want to actually finish this off is that I do like to treat this as if it was sauerkraut. Usually for sauerkraut, you know, you put it in a brine and all that and whatnot, but as you can see, there is no brine. So instead, I'm just going to get some plastic wrap to make a little division between the actual thing here. And I'm thinking about putting something like a bowl right here on top to kind of press it all down so it helps ferment it a bit better. Limit the airflow and you get more fermentation. I'm also kind of interested to see how long this takes, because since it's so cold outside, I usually like to do 3 days and finish it, leave it at that. But I have a feeling this might take a little bit more than 3 days. But only time can tell. Honestly, it's kind of funny. The best thing I have to actually press it down is my my kimchi container. I used this for my previous batch of kimchi, and guess what happened to that previous batch of kimchi? I ate it. It's all gone. It's also too full, so there's that too. There we go, that should do. Okay. There we go. Kimchi done. Nice. Get my piece of tape. Get a big ol' Sharpie. Today is the 16th. So I need to check this on the 19th. And then the final day of checking should be the 22nd? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. I'm done. There we go. Okay. There we go. Kimchi has been made. Cool stuff, right? Oh, heavy. Oh, I need to get some. I need to clean the bottom of it. Seems like there's a little residue on the bottom. Okay. Alright, and that's it. That was quicker than I expected. Honestly, me too. I actually didn't expect us to finish that quickly as well. So much so, I actually kind of feel a little disappointed here, because like, oh, I wanted to do more, but that's really all I wanted to do today. Well, I did want to do more, but unfortunately I forgot, and I unfortunately lack the ingredients, so unfortunately what I would want to do, I cannot do. And also, on top of that, I'm just not hungry enough to do the second thing. The second thing is that I was gonna make a burger and smash burgers, but I was gonna make the smash burgers because I actually decided to actually go buy this kind of meat, the very specific kind of meat. I had, what is it? I recently, what is it? Oh, guys, I'm losing my train of thought. I was going to do a smash burger and make potato bread, but I don't have, wait a minute. That's... on. Don't know how I noticed it, there was a piece of Napa cabbage under the stovetop here. Ugh, imagine that routing to the next day. Alright, Well, here, I'm gonna just take you. We're gonna go sit somewhere else. Oh, that's not good. Okay, give me a second. My thing just... oh, made it upside down. Oopsie. You know, I would feel really bad if actually someone did grade me right now. Just because I wouldn't really know, and also it's kind of weird because I have no vision of you chat right now, which is the worst thing to ever happen. Oh, I don't know what my chat's saying. I don't know what my chat's doing. What horrible things are you guys saying? And if you're saying stuff about me, then let me join in too. There's one person that hates me more than myself, and it's me. There's not one person that hates me more than myself. I think I said that right. Hopefully. But another thing I forgot to say during today, I actually had to do an entire fit change because I kind of realized doing this in the fit I was in would have been a terrible idea. It would have been a very bad idea. When I was, what is it? When I was, gonna come to me. I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Chat, what was I talking about? Please tell me what was I talking about? Alright, well, I'll just look into it myself. Oh, okay. I was talking about my previous fit I was wearing before stream. Yeah, I was wearing all white. For those that may or may not know, when it comes to... what is it? When it comes to... Jesus Christ. When it comes to Gochugaru, it is very, very red. It stains red very, very well. It does that really good. So wearing all white would be a bad thing. So I actually had to change my shirt a little. Gotta do this and that and some antics, you know. But yeah, I don't know what to do. We kind of accomplished the goal that I thought was gonna take a little longer, and it only took an hour actually. I'm shocked. I mean, I don't think I want to exactly stop streaming. I'm actually quite... I kind of want to do more, but I can't really think of anything else I want to do. I would like to be in the kitchen a bit longer as well, but... I don't know. I think this, unfortunately, might be the end of today's stream. It's just so weird. I'm not used to doing like an hour stream, but like, yeah, I got nothing. That's pretty much it for today. Kimchi is like a lot how I feel about making sourdough, except that it's worse when it comes to like the wait time. Sourdough at maximum takes like, 2 1 days to do, but kimchi is a very heavy commitment that takes definitely a lot of time. But yeah, I think this is a good time to send you lads off to somewhere else. Yes? Let's see. I am just generally thinking here, thinking out loud. What is it? I do want to stream again. But it's like I don't know if I want to stream tomorrow or because like there's a lot of stuff I want to do really. For one thing, there's this one stream that's kind of floating around within the channel at this point. It is really want to do that Pokemon stream, just doing a Pokemon tier list stream, just because I like Pokemon a lot. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. They're cool and whatnot. But I just haven't really been in the mood to talk about it. Sorry. Which is actually, it's kind of upsetting. It's kind of an over-encumbering thing of like, yeah, I just haven't been really wanting to stream recently. Been kind of tired. I wouldn't say I'm burnt out just yet. I still got a little bit more fuel in the tank here, but yeah, just been very tired. Overwhelmed, maybe, I'm not sure. But, I don't think I have anything else to say or do. So, I think we're just gonna end it here. Let's see. Let's see if I can find anyone we can go raid. No? Oh, it'd be really nice to find, because I'm not sure if there are any. But I would really like to see if there's any VTubers that are also cooking. Doubt it, but it would be cool to find them. Just cause and then in that sense, I might as well just throw you guys over there, right? There is? Question mark? There may, perhaps, maybe be? Well, I mean, there is another lass. She's really nice, but don't know. You know what? Nah, I don't believe they're a VTuber, but you know what? It's close enough because they have a PNG tuber, and I've never seen this lass before. Lass? Yes, lass. I've never seen this lass before. Her model seems very cool, and she's doing something very interesting, so we're gonna go raid into her. Raid messages for those that are enticed to go join in this raid. I am definitely gonna jump on this raid as well. But yeah, that is enough for today's stream. Thank you all for tuning in today. Today has been a very grand day. Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your time. Please, please, please make sure you give this new lass we are raiding into a lot of love. She seems nice. Also, it's nice to see another tuber of sorts just cooking, doing stuff that's related with food. So it's always refreshing. Alright, enough of my yapping. I am going to head out, and I am actually really craving my bed. Or just like, maybe just zoning out and staring at a wall for a bit. Thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, and or evening. I will see you around when I see you next. And yeah, thank you for tuning in today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, that's it for today. Saltea Kichee, everyone, and ciao. Bye bye.